Peace be upon you. Welcome to season 2 of Books and Coffee podcast. It's your host, Fadila. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. How have you been? Welcome to season 2, episode 1 of Books and Coffee podcast. Today on the show, we have a very special guest with us. Give it up for the boss lady, an original tea lover, an entrepreneur, wife, mother, sister, and most of all, a bookworm. Allow me to introduce to you Ummeeta Rabiu, popularly known as Ummeeta, aka Chef Ro. Welcome, Ummeeta, to our Books and Coffee podcast. How are you? And how's your week been going?
Hello, thank you for having me. Alhamdulillah, it's been going good so far, and I'm so excited to be here.
MashaAllah, that's good to hear. You have these different roles: a restaurant owner, interior designer, mother, wife, bookworm. How do you balance all those aspects of your life? Like, how do you manage them?
Honestly, it all comes down to delegation. So when you have people to help you, nothing is impossible. Like I put the majority of my effort at with my kids and all that. But then there's the business part of my life that needs me also. So I have specific time and specific dates that I would go to do some stuff for my business. But I have people to manage the business for me constantly. So even if I'm not there, it's running. Yeah, basically delegation.
You have a system in place already, so even if you're not there, it keeps going.
Yes.
What genre do you enjoy reading?
Thrillers.
Oh, interesting.
And you will never expect a plot twist. It just comes at you like, oh my God.
So is there a particular author or like authors that have had an impact on your reading journey?
Well, the very first author I've ever read was Daniel Steele. So after Daniel Steele, I moved on to V.C. Andrews. These are veteran writers because my mom used to read them. So they kind of put me into this reading culture, and they have a very good way of writing. So honestly, I appreciate more sophisticated books than just random basic books. So yeah, I would say Daniel Steele. She writes in an immaculate way. Her books are really, really good.
So now I would love to ask this question. This question is like a question I've always wanted to ask.
Okay.
Is reading a source of escape from your busy life?
Well, I don't want to escape from my life, but it's something that I do for fun. So I wouldn't say it's a form of escapism because I'm not escaping anything. But instead of watching movies, I would prefer to read. So reading is kind of like a fun hobby for me.
It's not a form of escapism. You read
Yes,
out of the
it's
love
just
for
a fun
reading.
hobby. Yes, I've been reading for a very long time. So
For how long?
I could say all my life because growing up, we used to have a reading session with my mom. So before we go to bed, she would read stories for us. And then when we learned to read, we would read it to ourselves. And then she would just be there listening to us. So we took turns. And from there, a habit was born. We just read all the time.
What you just said is actually related to another question that I have for you. Oh yeah, we'll wait till that question. Are there any books that you would like to recommend to listeners, like that have had an impact on your life, like emotionally or mentally?
Well, I really can't say because I indulge myself in every book that I read. So before I read a book, I have to envision myself being in the shoes of the main character and how everything around me is going to happen. So I think for the time that I'm reading the book, I feel like I am part of that book. So every decision that is being made in the book kind of in a way affects my life because I'm trying to be in the shoes of the main character. So in real life, I really can't say there's a book that really changed the way I think or all that. Apart from self-help books, there's this Tap to Tidy that I read. It's a self-help book, and I would say it has changed the way I clean my house because I always go back to the book to see how to do things in an easier way instead of going the long route of doing stuff. So yeah, Tap to Tidy.
Where and when do you like reading, or do you enjoy reading? Like, for example, I enjoy reading in quiet places. I enjoy reading when it's raining. So when and where do you enjoy reading?
Okay, so with the kind of life I lead right now, I have a baby and I have a kid and all that. So it's really hard for me to read during the day. Most of the times I could be busy, I could be working or something. So I like reading at night. So when I put the kids to bed, say around 9, 10 p.m., I'll just tuck myself in bed get a book, turn off the lights, and just get my reading light and indulge. So I would normally go to bed around 2 a.m. It's not good, but I love doing that. I just
Mm.
love doing that. And I also love to read maybe out in the open in nature. So I could go out, go to the stables, just have a seat looking at the horses with fresh air and just the cozy atmosphere, and then I'll just read. So these two places are where I really, really love to read.
So you're a kind of a night owl. You read at night most times.
Yes, I read at night.
Can you tell us like whether you have reading challenges or goals that you've set for yourself that you are planning on achieving? Maybe the number of books you're
So
planning
with
on
reading,
reading.
I don't set any goals, honestly. Like I said, I read for fun. I don't read like to achieve something or like a challenge or anything. I just read for fun. So I read whenever I can. I don't force myself to finish a book in this particular period. So normally, if I'm
Mm.
not doing anything, if I don't have anything going on in my life, I could finish a book in
Mhm.
say 2, 3 days. But now that so many things are happening and it's taking me over a week, so I just read when I can.
You just flow. You just follow the vibe. You're not restricted to a particular
Yes.
set of books, number of books rather.
With my book club, we read a book, one book every month. So because we finish it
Oh,
so early, we've decided to do 2 books now. And we've also
oh.
finished those books and all that. So to just have balance on all that, we just do one book every month. You can read whatever you want outside of the book club. So when we come to
Mm.
discuss, we discuss the book that we have chosen.
Given your background in interior decor, do you incorporate books and like reading spaces into your design, or are there any instances where literature has inspired like any of your design choices or like any of your projects?
So the thing is, not everybody reads, but if I'm doing a house, I need to put a couple of books into the decoration. Most people don't like books, but I do. So I try to convince them to at least, even if it's a coffee table book, let them have it in their house. Then there's a project I did one time. It was in 2020. They had a full library, and it was so exciting for me to do that. But I wasn't allowed to see the books because they were moving in with their books themselves and all that. It was kind of exciting for me, but I didn't get to see the books, so the joy wasn't like full blown joy. And in my house, when I was moving, I had to build a library because I had so many books and I just wanted to have like a library, a home for my books. So
Mm.
yeah, I love incorporating books into my designs.
Interesting, because you have to rub off on people that don't like books.
I know, right?
Like you said, your mom, going back, this is the question I was talking about. You said your mom usually reads books to you people when you were little and all. So, what's your say on fostering reading culture within the family?
Well, I think it's a good thing to put in your kids because with Noor, with my son right now, we read a lot. He loves reading. Since he learned to read, we haven't rested in this house. So every time we buy a storybook for him, he will finish it and then he'll put it on the library and he'll be expecting a new book the next day, which isn't normal. Like it's not something I want to indulge in. So I told him that every month he's going to get like maybe 2 or 3 books and then he has to
Mm,
pace the way he reads. He can't not just sit and finish a book in one sitting and expect to get another book. Every day when he's doing his homework, when he's done, we'll read a few
mm-hmm,
pages and then we'll keep the book. Then tomorrow
mm,
we'll pick up from there. I don't want to like make him into a fast reader like I am because
mm,
buying books is a lot, honestly, and I don't want to be buying books all the time. Apart from that, even if he learns to read on his own and if he has this habit of reading, he's not going to be exposed to too much TV. He's not going to be
yes.
like affected by the screen and all that. Reading is good for you.
Mm.
He's going to develop his vocabulary, and I just think it's a wholesome thing to do.
You mentioned your book club, and I've definitely seen it. It's called Blue Book Club, if I pronounced it correctly.
Blah.
Like the French word for blue in English, because I had
Yes.
to Google it.
Yes.
I also noticed you changed the name of your, I think, interior decor something. I wanted to ask the meaning of the name, Sacre Blue, I think. And I Googled it, and they're like, the meaning meant, oh my goodness.
Not really, oh my goodness. It's a French expression for like, wow, oh my God. It could be an exclamation of positive things, it could be a negative thing. Well, that's why I actually changed it, because it's just an exclamation of like, wow,
Mm,
oh my God, like something that surprises you, something that is really good, or something that is really bad. It's just an expression. So most people
mm.
tend to get the meaning wrong. So I just decided to just change it. And that's what I did.
You seem to like French words.
Yes. Well, the origin of the Sacre Bleu was from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh. Back to your book club. What has your experiences with this kind of your book club in the sense of like discussing the books in groups and everything, being a member of the book club, reading community? How has it been? How's the experience been?
Honestly, it has been nothing short of amazing. I have beautiful ladies in the group, and everybody's just so loving. And we kind of have like a sisterhood going on. Everybody is there for each other, even though we are not like too deep into each other's personal lives. But discussing the books and coming up with ideas to do at the next book reading and all that, it has been amazing. Everybody has been so lovely and very good. And the sense of community that we have, honestly, it's really beautiful. I love everybody in that book club. So that's why we don't want to expand it and open it to like everybody out there, because I
Mm.
feel like we have a really beautiful bond and I wouldn't want to break that.
So you advise people to join book clubs.
Yeah, I will. But the smaller the group, the better the experience.
What format of book do you prefer? There has been a lot of controversy on this question, but I feel there shouldn't be any controversy or whatever controversial conversation. What format of book do you prefer?
I'm a print person. I can never ever read an ebook. I just don't subscribe to the idea of ebooks. I like to see my books physically. And the print copies, I have to get hardcover books. I only get paperbacks if I don't have access to hardcover books.
I thought you were going to say, okay, you like maybe ebook or you like both of them. So I wanted to ask that if how this format have a role to play in your busy life, but then you said hard copy, hardcover. You like hardcover. So like do you carry hardcover with you everywhere?
Yes. So with the way I do my things, right? If I'm going out for work, I carry a very big bag. So I put my laptop, my iPad, and the book that I'm currently reading inside, followed with my chargers, whatever I'm going to need for that day. So my book is always, always, always in my bag. And if I'm just sitting in my car, I'll just bring it out and read. I don't read when I'm at a meeting because I need to just give my undiluted attention and all that. Or maybe if I'm waiting for somebody or just at the waiting area, I bring out my book and read it. So people always look at me as this crazy book lady. Everywhere I go, I have a book. Whatever I'm doing, I'm reading a book and all that. So I just decided to dedicate my time to reading at night because of the judgment that comes from people.
Are you those kind of people that even though you don't get to read the book, you still carry the book in case, just in case of incasity?
Yes. Yes. I have an emergency book in my car. I haven't read it. I haven't opened a single page of it, but it's just there just in case I'm bored and I need something to do.
I can
And I'm the
totally
kind of
relate.
person that buys a book because of the cover.
So indirectly, you judge books like the cover, just like me.
Yes. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I always, always judge a book by its cover. If the cover is not appealing, I'm not going to buy the book.
Are there any book-related goals, maybe such as writing a book yourself, or maybe hosting book-related events that you plan on achieving?
I have a book. It's not about a story, it's about recipes and all that. And I really don't have any goals for anything aside from that, honestly. I don't even think about hosting any book related event. But for the past month, we had a book reading event, like for the book club. Last month at our book club meetup, we had an event, kind of like everybody dresses as a character from the book we read. It was fun. So aside from that, honestly, I don't have any plans of hosting any book related events.
It's time consuming or like it's exhausting.
Not really. I just don't have any interest there.
How do you see your involvement in the world of books in the next 20, 25, 30 years?
Honestly, the same. Nothing is going to change.
Readers for life.
Honestly, that's just it. My
We are old,
parents are
inshallah.
really big readers. So I would go home and then I would take books from their libraries. I would steal from my dad and I would steal from my mom. And that's how I started to build my own library. Then eventually I started buying my own books. So seeing my parents are still readers up until today, it makes me feel like I'm not going to stop ever being a reader. And I think my
Mm,
kids are going to grow up to be readers as well. Noor has his
mm.
own library at the moment. He has his collection of storybooks and all that. And I just think if you are a reader, you'll always be a reader. You don't just zone out of it.
And it could even turn to like a generational thing.
Yes, but not necessarily. I have
Mm-hmm.
two sisters, right? I have three siblings, a brother and two sisters. So my
Mm-hmm.
brother and my one of my sister, they don't read. So my youngest sister and myself are the ones that picked up the reading habit. So it's really not a generational thing.
Depends on the individual.
Exactly.
So before we wrap up, could you share any piece of advice or maybe a quote from a book that has guided you both in your personal or professional life? Like something you would like to pass on to our listeners as a parting thought?
Okay. So I used to have a lot of anxiety. I would be thinking, oh, how am I going to do this? How is tomorrow going to be like? How is this going to turn out? And all that anxiety about the future. So as I was reading this book, I came across a quote and it's stuck with me. It says, don't borrow tomorrow's trouble. Basically, don't be anxious about tomorrow. Don't bother yourself with what is yet to happen. Just be present in the present and then absorb everything in the present. When you get to tomorrow, then you worry about tomorrow's trouble.
A deep quote.
Yeah.
That would be it. Thank you so much, Umita, for joining us on today's episode.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
It has been.
Visit her Instagram through the link below. Follow Books and Coffee on Instagram and also subscribe to our show on your preferred podcasting platform. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.